All right, today we got an interesting one for you guys. And welcome back. First things first, hit that thummy thingy for me, up or down. It helps with the algorithm. I am in the kitchen. It's Saturday and I'm making some food. And usually when I make food, I don't bring you guys with you. I thought it would, with me, I thought it would be a good, nice treat. And usually when I cook, I have some wine. So I've got this sideshow here and my little camping cup. Usually while I'm prepping, I will have a glass of wine. Got my knife. I love this knife. I've got a chef knife, but I like using this. And we're gonna open up this wine and then we're gonna talk about, today we are going to go over my brother. As you know, he battled with addiction and lost that battle. However, he did have some interesting stuff that happened along the way in his life. It would seem like nothing ever could go right sometimes. So this one is about a car. And it's one of the only cars and only times that he ever financed a car. And we're about to find out why. So stick with me. We're cooking some fajitas. Just opened this bottle. Most of the time I try to cook my own food. I know it doesn't look like it all the time, but I try to cook my own food. And I don't make my own tortillas. I did find these tortillas. They're made with avocado oil and no seeds. They are keto, certified keto friendly. I'm trying those out. I got my beef. We are going to be making some, I'm going to be making some cilantro lime rice. No, it's not better at Chipotle. People have been making this for thousands of years. It's not better at Chipotle. I've got my beef in here. You really can't see it, but I chopped it up this morning, made my own seasoning. We've got a couple bell peppers. I'll make some black beans with it. Got a couple onions. Some limes for the cilantro lime rice. And containers to put it in. Let's get started. As you may already know, may or might not have known, me and my brother worked a couple jobs. A lot of times those second jobs would be fast food. And the reason why we worked fast food was, it was a couple reasons. We could make money. It had a flexible schedule, and we were able to eat. So a lot of times we wouldn't be able to make food, but we could take something home. So we worked a lot of fast food. My brother had got this idea that he wanted a car. And he wanted to finance a car. So he was going through a divorce. I know you guys have heard about that. He was going through a divorce and he wanted something to take his mind off of, you know, what was going on in his life at that time, which if anybody's gone through a divorce, it's not a fun time. So what he did was he made a little project. He said that he wanted to get a new car. He said, okay. But he liked the older cars. And I forget what this was. It was some type of Buick. And you guys can let me know. It wasn't a Regal. I forget what it was. But it was, we called it a boat. You know, it was a big four-door, police-looking cruiser type thing. And he wanted it. Where he went was a sham of a place. And I don't know if anybody, and I don't know if these places are in other parts of the country where you're at, but this place was called JD Byrider. Now, JD Byrider was, I don't want to slander them, but my experience was it wasn't a up and up car place, and they ended up having to pay my brother for that car, but it took a long time, and they actually got sued. I think they got sued, and they changed their name. So they took off the JD, and now it's just Byrider. But before it was JD Byrider. Anyway, I digress. My brother, we both worked at Tim Hortons, and we were doing pretty good. We were making, you know, for that time, the money and what we were doing was pretty good. So he decided he wanted this car. So he went down to JD Byrider, and it's one of the only times that he had a license, a legal license. We'll get into that in later episodes, but it was the only time he had a legal license. So he goes down to JD Byrider. He finds this car. It was burgundy. It's a beautiful car. It's a nice looking car. He signs on the dotted line as usual, puts his down payment down, shows his proof of insurance. He drives off with the car, right? We didn't have to work that weekend, so we celebrated. We drank a little bit, and you know, just drove around. You know how you do. You drive around, you get some floor mats, you get the steering wheel cover, you get everything you need for that car. And we had fun doing it. So Monday started work. We go in Monday to work, and we started at 4 or 5 a.m. We got off at like 2, something like that. It was a longer shift. It was a 10, 12-hour shift. So we were there in the morning to prep everything, and then we get off. Well, lunchtime comes, and the lunch rush comes, and we're going through the rush, and like I told you before, we had people that would specifically come up there for us to see us, say hello, things like that, because we were laughy, jokey. We were, you know, pretty nice guys. And we would always joke around with them, and they joke back. So this particular day, my brother decided that, well, no. My brother was in the drive-thru. Let me back up. My brother was in the drive-thru. He's working the drive-thru. Guy came in, he got a sandwich or something and some soup or whatever, and he left. All of a sudden, probably a minute, 2 minutes later, we hear this bang. Everybody looks around, they're like, you know, what's going on? We keep working. In comes the tow truck driver. And he says, hey, whose burgundy car is that? Buick is that out there? And I'll never forget this. My brother comes out, and he swaggers over because he's proud of this car. He says, oh yeah, that's mine. And the guy looks, because we had just been joking with this guy. This is a guy that we knew. And he said, man, I hit your car. And he said, what? You hit my car? He said, yeah, I hit your car. I'm so sorry. I hit your car. My brother said, you're joking, right? You're joking. You didn't hit the car. That's, you know, haha, this is funny, you know, stop. I've only had that car 2 days. You could have hit my car. He said, yeah, I hit your car. I backed into it. He said, I'm so sorry, you know, here's the information for my boss. And my brother, you know, he's damn near in tears now. You should have saw his face. It was horrible, but at the same time, it was funny. I tried to cheer him up, but we were not the nicest people as far as when you go to joke around with somebody. We're men. We do some crude things to each other sometimes, and that was one of them, laughing at him because he would have laughed at me. fast forward, he gets the car fixed. Took 3-4 months. They wouldn't give him a rental, I don't think. So I was shelling him back and forth. No problem. It's my brother, you know. We get the car back, and he parks it out in front. Now, where the house where we were living in, my parents owned, and it was on this curve. And when you came around the curve late at night, you had to be really careful because it was kind of sharp, and you could, if you parked there, your car could get hit. So my mother told him, don't park your car there. Somebody's gonna hit your car. Oh no, ain't nobody gonna hit my car. Ain't nobody gonna hit my car. All right, go ahead. We'll see what happens. So he parks it. It might have been a week later. We come out to go to work, and the driver's side is smashed in, and the mirror is gone, and there is a trail of car leading up to a house. Somebody had hit his car in the neighborhood. They lived in the neighborhood, and they went home. We found his driver's side rear view mirror in the guy's driveway. We went up to the door. Nobody would answer the door. We knocked and knocked and knocked. We went back later. Nobody would answer the door. We called the police and filed a report. But since no one could tell, the guy wouldn't answer the door. We never saw the car that actually got hit, because by the time we got to call the police came, he had moved the car. He had taken the car out and moved it to probably get it repaired. So there's no evidence now. My brother just lost out on finding out, you know, if the guy, which we know the guy hit the car, but getting some type of justice. It was just bad luck. Like, he had just got that car back, and a week or two later it gets hit again by a drunk driver coming home, and there's car parts of breadcrumb of car parts spread all the way up to this guy's driveway, with your rear view mirror or side view mirror, whatever you want to call it, in his driveway. That turned him completely off. He was like, I am not paying for this to get repaired again. I don't want to, you know, do the insurance. They should just come get this car. He's completely disgusted. It's kind of like if you get your car stolen and then you get the car back, like I did, and you find a thing of Wild Irish Rose and your radio's gone and a pack of Bud Ice. Are you going to want to drive that car again? Your car has been violated. It's a very horrible feeling. I don't know if you've experienced this, but I have. It sucks. You no longer want the car. So he just said, I'm not dealing with the car anymore. I'm not gonna do this. So he told them the car had been wrecked to just come get the car. They said, no, we're not gonna come get the car. You have to pay for the car. And he tried to sell it. He couldn't sell it because JD Byrider actually didn't own that car. They actually didn't own the car. Somebody else owned the car still, and the title wasn't cleared. So he said, I'm not paying you for this car now. I'm not going to continue to pay this, because it was for used car. It was still, it was months. It was like, I think they financed him for like 60 months on this car. So that's 5 years for a used car. The payments were high. The interest rate is high because it was basically a buy here, pay here place. And they got caught a lot doing this to other customers. Eventually, what happened was they didn't pay him the money back, but he stopped paying on the car. He was like, I'm not paying on this because even if I pay it off, I won't own the car. So in essence, they let him out of it. And there were a few different lawsuits that came from this. And all of those people won those lawsuits. But it wasn't without a lot of hardship and heartache that he got out of this car. And it completely turned him off from getting another car. And, well, another car from a dealership. He would go to the buy here, pay here places. He would fix them himself. And then he would drive them. But shortly after that, he lost his license. But that's for another time and another day. So I finished chopping my vegetables. Got some bell peppers. Chopped up a bunch of onion. I've got to go wash this rice and put it in this rice cooker. Oh, hold on. Let me show you my rice cooker. All right, I am so happy with this rice cooker. This is the, I don't even know if I can say it correctly, Jojirushi. This is one that I read a lot of reviews about, and it cooks the perfect rice every time. Very expensive, but well worth it. But we're not here for that. I'll get into the divorce on the next one. And until next time, and there will be a next time, I hope wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you're having a good day. And I'm about to go finish up these fajitas, get my belly full, have a glass of wine, and I'm out.